All right, we are live. Let me get this tweeted out for everybody here. 1 second. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hope everybody's doing great. Let's see. Yeah, so we're there. There. Give me 1 second, guys. And okay, got Shirley's list here. Okay, let me get that in here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I hope everybody had a great trading day today. And it's Thursday, so that's a good thing. Before we get started, just please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Everything we're going to talk about today is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, so I'm excited today to talk about Roku. Before we do that, let's take a look at the market and see where we're at. So, monthly chart showing another bullish hammer so far. Month is almost over. Who knows? Maybe some more window dressing into the end of the year as they continue to mark things up. So it looks like they've been holding these things all year, right? So not surprised to see SPX up. Possibly we'll see Apple move and things like that. So monthly chart is green. Weekly chart again, green, Marubozu so far. Daily chart, Marubozu today. Range a little bit more, almost double it was the past couple days, right? Here this day was 7.19, 7.34. Very, very narrow range days. So not surprised to see a little bit of a bigger candle today. And not surprised to see it going up as we're bullish until proven otherwise. Let's take a look at the geometric chart here. So you can see we've been holding the macro trend line, the macro channel. Right now we're over the upper pitchfork median line, right? And kind of working our way up here to the upper pitchfork. So that would be my guess of the next, depending how far it wants to push it, my guess is the next resistance level. Right now, kind of time-wise, if it kind of takes the same trend, like we'd be looking at almost 3,300 before seeing a reversal. But obviously it could work its way down and work its way up in any sort of funny way it wants to, right? So depending on what kind of wave it thinks it's in, not what we think it's in, right? So today's price action, again, 15 orb up for the most part, right? Here's the different levels that we use in our group. Let me put this up. We give this to everybody before the market open, just so we all have these levels so we can work off of, right? So you can see SPX this today had a pretty impressive day. So we had a little bit of push down yesterday, kind of a minor gap up right here, left a little closing gap there, and then pushed its way up here, right? So came back down. This looked like it wanted to test this next level, but the shooting star turned green and then forced its way back up, saying, hey, test the next level. Then it wanted to test the next level, right? And then the next level, then came back, finally retested, and then finally overshot it. And then a big push into the end of the day. So 32.0548, new all-time high. And very, very impressive stuff. So that's what we have in the market. So this week, right, or we've been talking about, some different setups that happened during the week that have been pretty impressive, right? Just, big moves off of our go-to list or some other ones that were extraordinary. And so today, I want to talk about Roku, right? Because Roku had an amazing pop today. So let's take a look at that and see what happened here. So, and how we catch these type of moves, right? So what is it that keeps us in these? So this is kind of one of the big thing here. You can kind of see everything at this point, right? So you can see a lot of our key levels that we use, right? But in general, right, when we look at our 15-minute chart, right, we can kind of see what was happening here today, right? So this is really key. Right, a couple key things, right? So one, we have this compressed range, right? We have this triangle range into the open, right? And anytime we see a triangle, right, it's an inside candle on a larger time frame, right? For the most part, right? Well, it's some larger time frame, right? And so we can see here, right, on the hourly chart, what happened, right? This is really key. You guys know this is like kind of like a bread and butter trade for me. And for us, so we have an inside 60 right here, inside 60-minute candle, right? That was in the upper end of the range of the first 60-minute candle. And then once that level broke, right, we saw a nice move to the upside right there, right? Look at that, came right up to the 60 cloud too. Very, very impressive stuff. Okay, so in general, that's how to catch the pop, right? But why not here? Why didn't it go up this time, right? Why didn't it go up, here? Right? What was the difference, right? So yeah, anytime there's like a concern, right? Anytime there's like anytime we don't understand something on a chart, right, it's better to go to the larger term time frame and see what's going on. Okay, so that's kind of like the message I wanted to hammer home today. So basically, right, so here you can see what I did, right? So we had a kind of a consolidated triangle right here. We popped out of that very, very nicely, right, through the 15-orb high, right? We got through this cloud support level and then gave another big move up, right? And the other key indicator on this one was that what do we also like to look at? We like to look at volume, right? So big volume pushed out of this one, right? So even if you didn't catch this first candle, that next candle, right, off of that big volume had more volume coming into it too. So it gave a really big push, whether it was short covering or institutions just buying a position back up on this thing. So they really think it's going to go up, they want to push it up, whatever the case is, right? that was the big move right there. So a lot different right than you see on this candle right here. Some big volume started coming on that breakout bar. So that's what shows you has its levels. But then you go to the next level up, and let's take a look. We're like, what was Roku, guys, yesterday? We talked about it yesterday. Yo, Roku, and it's on the game plan and everything. Roku is a double inside day, right? Double inside day. That's very important. Okay, so you can see this level, and it's also breaking out of the cloud, right? So you can see these levels right here were also the prior inside day levels, and then when you get that type of compression, right, just like so you have an inside 60 that's corresponding with an inside day and a double inside day, right? You can start to see what's happening here. So when you really want to kind of see what's happening, it always helps to go to the larger time frames to get the big picture of what's going on there, right? So now it all started here, compression, right? So we had the inside 60, right? We had the 15 orb, right? A lot of compression right here. Nice breakout move right here, volume coming in. This cloud support level, once we closed bullishly over this, right? That was a close over the double inside day. It was a close over the cloud, and it would just make sense that Roku would want to test the next level up. And so this is one of our pivot levels that we use too. These are levels we provide to our subscribers. And you can see right here, once we closed above these levels right here, we had a nice move up through here and then powered through it again for a little bit more, right? So even here, if it was kind of sketchy, you'd be like, hey, I don't really feel like taking this on. Then you can kind of see what's happening here with the volume. See how it really amped up right here, more than even the open, right, on these candles. Once you can see it kind of amping up right here, this thing's going, right? That's kind of one of the key things to take note of today. And so what it did is for whatever these positioning are, it just gave them position. They don't care about these pullbacks, right? Institutions don't care. We do as option traders, right? A pullback like this is nasty, right? That's like 50%, 70% of the premium, right, on a weekly option, right? So we just want to catch this, and the way we can catch this on an intraday time frame is looking at this volume that's coming in, looking at the breakout, and looking at the levels, right? And then just evaluating to see if it makes sense to trade at the next level. And usually it does. And it got strong over here, and it couldn't quite get to the next level up here, but that's fine, right? That's a huge move on Roku. I mean, just to look at, even if entered here on this candle, on the 1155 candle, right, and traded like, just say like the Roku 140 calls, which is a little bit out there. 139 would be better, but still, you can see right here, right, on the after the 1055 candle, right, the entry here is $1.52 and pushes all the way up to 278. Right, it's almost a double on those, but a huge move, right? So that's a great option trade right there. So you can really see that, and it looks really good. The 139's probably a little bit more. Did I get that? Yeah, the 139 is a little bit more expensive on these, right? So, but again, $1.90 all the way up to 339. Right, that's a great option trade, right? Very, very rare to catch these. But when you're looking at these and you have your go-to list, instead of scrambling around looking for stuff, and when you see this stuff start to come in, right, and these moves start to come in, right, you know how to react to it, right? That's really the key right there. And then using the larger time frames to kind of see where we're at. So that's it. That's all for Roku, and that's all for that this evening. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug them in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can. We'll try to wrap up as early as possible because tomorrow is Friday, and we want to get a good night's sleep, so we're rested for the last trading day of the week. And so, good stuff. All right, let's take a look. So, Chris, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Delta Trader 23, good evening. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Okay, so Shirley had a couple chart requests here, and so she of course provided some levels in the email, but for the most part, she's very bullish, right? So she looked at SPY. So SPY, just like SPX, right, is holding the upward trend line. It looks like it is bullish until proven otherwise. So that's looking good. MU almost sounds like an insult. MU. So is it's looking pretty good right here. I couldn't close over a couple key levels. We got some old fibs right here, but still put in a red candle today. Had a pretty big push. Couldn't gap and go today, right? Because I think one of our key levels to get over was like a 55 level. We had this 56 level up here, right? So just be careful of that. Surely it was a little bit weak after earnings. I mean, it was good, right? Had good earnings and all that stuff. Got over the prior day's pivot levels, but couldn't get over some major ones. We saw some reversal activity in that today. So just be careful with that one. QQQ. There's a fun one. There's a fun one. So, yeah, another Marubozu candle on that one. Of course, this I haven't looked at this one in a little bit, but you can see here we have a fresh high, so fresh trend line. So that moves us right here. And again, very, very similar to the SPX, right? So it's just kind of continue to work its way up right here. So again, this one looks like it could get its way up to kind of that 217 level. MDCO. Yeah, Shirley, I'd kind of stay away from this one. This looks like a buyout company, buyout type situation. The medicines company. I think I remember hearing this, but yeah, I would watch out for this one. Novartis is buying about. Yeah, so I wouldn't mess with this one at all, Shirley. This is a buyout type stock, so not one to really trade. XLK. All right, XLK. All right, technology ETF. Yep, looking bullish, just like the rest of the market there. Of course, tech stocks have been leading the market at type FANG type things. So there's your high, there's your trend line. Bullish still proven otherwise. Looking good. Good, good, good. MTN, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Yeah, Shop. Let's take a look. Okay, so Shop. If we're gonna look at Shop, we're gonna look at the Elliott wave on this one. So you can see right here, I've already got it pulled up. Let me pull it up on the bar chart. It might be a little bit clearer here. Yep. Okay, so basically what we can see here is Shop had an epic run up, right? Everybody remembers this. It's like, man, Shop keeps going and going and going and going. And it finally got to this level right here and then was done. This 409 level was done, right? Then it gave a sharp move down, right? So once you see a sharp move down, you can almost assume it's a zigzag pattern, right? Zigzag pattern's 5, 3, 5. So here's your 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, and that's your A. So 5, 3, 5, A, B, C, right? 5, A, 3, B, right? 5, C. So there's your 5. Now you got to count the 3 for B, and sometimes it's not that easy, right? Because we want to see that sharp move down. And so here we have an A. I think so 3, 3, 5 would make sense for this. So A, B, C for flat on the way up. A, 3, right? And then 5. So now it looks like we're working on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern up for the wave B, and we're getting really, really close to the all-time highs. Today was an inside day, right? Which is very, very key candle, right? Or key bar, right? And so if it breaks out tomorrow, right, it should not get over this 409.61, right? If this is a zigzag, and it really looks like it is, because by rule, a zigzag is not going to take over the start of wave A, right? And so at this point, we're really, really at a critical position right here. If it starts to break down, right, we may see a couple retests and all that stuff, but this looks like long term, it could work its way down in as sharp a move and a possibly equivalent distance of wave A, right? And that would actually be something like this, right? It's actually a little bit bigger than this, because it went up to there. So it could work its way all the way back to these levels. So we would expect sometime in January, February for this to work down. So we might look for February puts on this one. They're very expensive, but or if it's in its downtrend, we could just look for intraday trades to the downside on it. So it looks like it's getting ready to start. So we'll see. We'll definitely see on that one. Very, very interesting stuff. Cool on, what's going on? Matthew, what's happening? Good to see you. Cool on. Can you look at Vive? 139 looks like big support. Yeah, let's take a look at Vive. So Vive is definitely finding, some support area right here, right? So we got all these levels, right, that it's holding. So pretty nasty day today, right? A little bit of a lower shadow as this whole big volume came in today as it's breaking down. So generally right now it's, it's bearish, right? So we have, if you just look at kind of this candle right here, right, like this. So we can use this as kind of our tracking, right, to see if we can break above that and then possibly get a relief bounce and maybe work our way up to this macro trend line down, okay? So that's a possibility. Maybe it could work its way up to 150. Now, yeah, Vive is a tough day trade stock. Spreads are usually pretty high on it, but if you do like a credit spread or a swing or something, that could be a little bit better with that. So, Stacy, what's going on? Good evening. Landon, what's happening? XLY and Shaq. Yeah, let's take a look. So XLY, not CLY. That was my fingers again, not listening to the brain. Yeah, so XLY is looking pretty good here. It's trying to break out. Actually, it is breaking out right here. So it looks really, really good in terms of breakout, right? So keep an eye on this one, right? Strong close, increased volume. I like it. I like it. Very, very nice. And then Shaq. Yeah, Shaq has been doing his thing too. Increased volume, closed over a lot of levels right here. Again, the major levels it really needs to close above is here, but you could try a little kind of mini swing here to try to get to it, that 64, 65 level. So that'd be good. Nice stuff. Seneca, what's going on? Netflix, yeah, let's take a look. Hope you're doing great. Yeah, Netflix has just been so super duper strong. It's finally look at that. The last time it made a move like this, well, it did this little guy right here. But remember that after the first gap down after earnings? And look at that. It did it right in the same area. Isn't that amazing? 1, 2, 3. It's like the market has a memory. It's like, oh, I like being bought here. Right back to the same levels right there. So a little bit of resistance in that area, but it did get over the 2-day moving average. So I just had to be careful here, right? So now granted, that would be kind of like a bit of like a kind of a cup and handle type type situation. But just be careful with that, right? Because it also has a memory too to the downside. It's like, hey, we're really strong here. Oh no, we don't want to be in that gap, and then it works its way back down. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Good. Jay, what's going on? Good to see you. Ernesto, what's up? Beyond? Yeah, let's take a look at Beyond here. So beyond comprehension right here. So, have we put in a fresh low yet? No. So here's your fresh low. Here's your trend line still. Big macro trend line down, right? This is your, kind of next key level right here. We started to get above support a little bit today. We tested it, right? And then came back down. So, it has a little bit of work to do. That next level up is the next level up, right? And then, of course, here basically. So if we close bullishly above that, it could be good. You have to deal with this 50-day moving average. You have to deal with this cloud. So, Beyond is really a mess, right? It needs some major news to really get going again. Some sort of catalyst. Vin what's happening? AMD? Let's take a look. Yeah, it's had an epic run. It really has. Last time we looked at swinging this, it was here below the cloud. And look at that, it just keeps going and going and going. It's really, really incredible. A couple little pullbacks right here and working its way up. Right now we're at the, kind of a resistance level right here. Bit of an ascending triangle as it's trying to work its way up. This moving average actually, or this trend line here, can be redone. Fresh high, fresh trend line, right? So we're definitely seeing a some consolidation here. So let's keep an eye on it, see if it wants to build a little bit stronger on that. Good session. What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. ANET. Oh, I know, ANET. This is one we looked at this morning, and it just had a lot of levels that were really tight, and ended up kind of breaking out of all those eventually, and then, looking pretty good. So nice close today on ANET as it works its way in the cloud. Watch for works its way in the gap. Watch the cloud and watch the 50-day moving average on that one. PEP. Inside day. Right, at the cloud. So let's see if that gets a little bit of action there. PayX. That was a crazy earnings reversal yesterday. Inside day today seems to be holding up okay. Splunk. Got an upgrade today. Okay, and kind of hung out in there, right? So it's still holding its power earnings gap, right? So, we'll see. It's at some key resistance levels right here that it couldn't hold yet. Let's see if it gets above those. It could be interesting. RH, nice one. How's that one looking? Yeah, it's kind of hanging in there. It's probably fine. Warren Buffett. He's chilling. He don't care. It's good. Company's good, right? Fundamentals are good. So, and it's holding the macro trend line and this minor trend line too, since it's gap up. So it looks pretty good there. So, and thoughts on a Discord chat forum for the positive trends group? Maybe one day session. Maybe I know we want to bounce ideas off each other all day, but we're working on it. We're definitely working on coming up with that. So. Experience and thoughts. What's going on? Good evening. I hope you're doing well. Googly. Yep, just kind of doing its Google thing, or hanging out up there. Nothing too exciting on that one. Tesla, though. Look at that. Amazing move right here. This is one we wrote about in our newsletter recently, but this is a major resistance level right into that gap from that was the day before the day of the announcement of the Cybertruck. That was the next day. Couldn't get above it, but once it did, see ya. Just see ya shorts. Right? Squeezed everybody out. So now it's over all-time highs. Fresh all-time highs here today. So let's see if it consolidates and continues to build. Okay? Netflix. Just looked at that, very, very strong here. But again, like we looked at earlier, look what it did. Very, very strong here too. Got to the exact same levels and then worked its way back down. So just be careful with that. Amazon. Yep, still in the trend box today. So it's been kind of wild swings either way intraday. So, but it's worked its way up pretty decently from that 1211, 1210 low. Good. And can Facebook test the 208 tomorrow? Let's see. Facebook. It could. If anything could, it could, right? So major resistance gap right here at 208.66. So that's kind of the next level up if it wants to. Right? Tomorrow's Friday, so it could be a crazy day, right? We have lots of option expiration tomorrow. So monthly expiration tomorrow should be very, very interesting. Good. Seneca. Yeah, Amazon 1793 resistance. I know. I'm sorry. Whew. It's a tough one. Ryle fam, what's going on? W Day, thoughts on where it might be wave-wise. Let's take a look. So W Day. Okay, yeah, quick look at it, right? It's been, kind of working its way down. So here's the deal with W Day, right? So if we go here, All right, we can see, right. We know that with Elliott wave, right, it likes to work in trend, in channels, right? So for impulse waves, things like that. So we had this big channel up right here, right? So it worked its way up. So let's assume then that this is the corrective channel right here. So right now, it's kind of a big deal, right? Because it had broken out of the channel, now it's testing the channel high, right? So at this point, this is kind of a critical juncture, right? So if it continues to work its way up, then this corrective pattern could be over, whatever it was, right? So, if anything, it might have been like kind of, it's not that sharp a move down, but it could have been some sort of flat, right? Like a, ABC, ABC, maybe it'll work on like a 535, down like, we just have to kind of take a look at it and see what it's doing. But if this is done, right, it could start to be working itself up. So this support level and this channel is going to be very, very key for it, right? So definitely keep that in mind. Okay, and then if it starts working itself up, then it could, start another wave up. Manoj, what's going on? Nike? Yeah. So Nike earnings tonight, right? So let's take another look here. I mean, it's like super extended right here. They had great earnings, and then I guess because it's extended, they push down anyway, whatever, right? That type of thing. So we'll see what it does. It could be a good candidate for a reversal. It's going to be tough to get over all these aftermarket levels, right? So if anything, it could be a good reversal down tomorrow. FedEx. Right, because a lot of the earnings gamblers are probably going to give up if it opens flat or down, that type of thing, just dump their shares, that type of stuff. So FedEx is interesting, right? Very, very bearish after earnings, right? Kind of a doji sandwich potential to the downside today, where it's going to be on our short radar for sure. And then Micron, again, same thing. We looked at this a little bit earlier. Again, had a nice gap up today, but kind of reversed off of it. So let's see if it could hold, but it's not really a major gap at all. So it may come back down and retest, so maybe that 53 level, something like that. So IWM. Let's take a look. Yeah, so leading the charge right here, looking pretty good. Fresh high, fresh trend line. That goes here now. And so, yeah, so definitely bullish until proven otherwise. So very, very strong close today. Okay, it has some work to do to get to all-time highs, but it's certainly trying. Small time, what's going on? VZ. Couple Dow stocks, little VZ right here. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Nasty day yesterday, big volume. Pretty good volume today on a smaller candle. It looks like it does look bearish. Might want to test that 50-day moving average again. And Mickey D's. Mickey D's has been struggling with this cloud, right? So it got back into it today. It's a little bit over the 50-day moving average. So let's see. It's really got to get over this level right here. In fact, that one does deserve an alert. If it gets above that. That's key. If it gets above that, then it can start to get strong and then maybe work its way out of the cloud. Session, you're looking for a shooting star on the weekly candle for shop. Let's see how it handles tomorrow. Absolutely. That would be pretty wild. So everybody knows what he's looking at. Shop. So if it pushes down tomorrow, you get a shooting star weekly, very similar to this guy right here, right? And then they give that big move down. So that's a great thing to be tracking for sure. Good stuff. Seneca. If you have time, XOP for a put credit spread possibilities. Let's take a look. Well, let's see. So, I mean, the good news is, well, on the bullish side of it, right? So you have macro trend line right here. It's broken out of the trend line, closing over all its levels, and it's above the cloud. So yeah. So it's looking pretty bullish right here. So very, very possible it could work its way up to the 200-day moving average. It's got a couple key levels up here. It looks like a little bit of a gap it could work on right here. Here's another level right here too. Again, it's under the trend line, so you should be okay. But again, if it closed over that could give it some bullishness. So just be careful with that. Blonde Broca. Let's see. We look at SGen and SPLK. Yeah, so SGen. Seattle Genetics. It's kind of creepy, isn't it? Let's see. So a little bit of a red candle today, but it held up, which is kind of interesting. So to me, it looks like this thing wants to consolidate a little bit, right? So unless it had some stuff after hours, but it looks kind of triangular here. So just see if it kind of like gets a little bit tight here, maybe moves sideways to the cloud, and then gives some movement on that one. And then SPLK. But I know in your news, you probably know something going on with that thing. SPLK, you've got your resistance level right here, right? This is going to be a key level for it to get above. Oh, you saw SPLK already? So Microsoft instead. Okay, so Microsoft, yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty interesting right here, actually. Like an inverted ascending triangle, right? So Basically, key levels right here, all-time highs, right? Just see if we can close above that and then continue to work. Now, remember, Microsoft likes to chop sideways for a while. This is a good stock trading stock, not necessarily an option trading stock. So that's good. Vin D, what's going on? Oh, my pleasure. Your swing wing doing great job. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, Amok, yeah, he's doing great, man. He's awesome. Yeah, if anybody trades shares and hasn't looked at our swing arm yet, the positive swings, on our website, check out the links. On our website, go to positivetrends.com and check out the swing service too. And you can do our combo plan too. But yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome. It's good stuff. Experience and thoughts. Light, if you have time. Light, yeah. Lumentum, yeah, it's super bullish. Now, it didn't quite get the increased volume that we wanted on this one, but I do love the candle, right? But to me, it looks like unless we can see increased volume, right, it's hard to make a compelling argument, right, that it's accumulating. I know you like that light one. It's a great candle for sure. Katie, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. LDOS, let's take a look. Yeah, my pleasure. Let's take a look here. LDOS. Yeah, Lato Solis. This was looking pretty good today. This is a very thinly traded, just relatively thinly traded. So it stays kind of low key, right? But it's starting to move right here. But you can see even here on the volume today, still decreased volume today. It's a nice candle, very similar to the light that we were just looking at, and it does look like it wants higher, right? But it's continuing to push these highs here. So just see how it handles these levels, right? We want to see some increased volume breakout. Yesterday was the day, right? So if you kind of use that as, let's say, you're long yesterday, right, with the increased volume, I like that. And so today it's just kind of messing around here. So we could kind of use yesterday as a level. We closed above it, and maybe it'll start to build from there. Okay, but you can kind of see how it acts, right? Here's like a strong candle here, and then it just kind of slowly kind of goes to side by side. So it's not not a huge momentum stock, but it's nice closes right here. So that's good. And good stuff, guys. Awesome chart request tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody enjoyed talking about Roku and kind of looking to see how it compressed there on the hourly chart, and especially on that double inside day on it to see that extra pop today. That's really fun to look at. And really appreciate everybody's chart requests. And if you're new here, definitely subscribe on YouTube, right? We do this every market night where we either look at something interesting, some technical stuff that happened on a chart, or we go through new technical ideas, right, that are out there from books, things like that are out there. So so really good stuff. So definitely subscribe on YouTube. Check out the links in the description. And I hope everybody has a great evening. It's a good night's sleep. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.